Hello, this is my review on Waking the Tiger by Peter Levine. It's a book on trauma and really helps to provide a new perspective on how it affects us, well, certainly in the Western world. A good way to start is by thinking of life and form energetically. So as we now know with modern science, there's nothing that isn't actually just energy in motion. So a lot of this theory is on this principle that we are, a biological energetic system, and when we encounter traumatic events, this is energy interfering with our energetic system. Peter Levine was a clinical psychologist for 25 years, been working to untangle the vast mysteries of trauma, and he came to the realization that we become traumatized when we go into a freeze response. So if you go through a life-threatening or even perceived life-threatening experience, there's three responses: fight, flight, or freeze. Fight and flight allow this intense energy to disperse naturally. Freeze causes this energy to stick within the body, and if it's not processed, it can then manifest itself into various different symptoms. It's a subconscious reaction, and it overwhelms our complex nervous system, this intense energy, and it can be anything from car crashes to plane crashes, physical abuse, sexual abuse, even hospital procedures, and in fact your own birth. So there really is no human being that escapes life without experiencing trauma. It is just something that we all have to learn to manage in our lives, which is why this is a really eye-opening book. The key understanding is that it's about this high energy not being processed properly within the body, where it's not allowed to move through, so it can become trapped, and these symptoms that it can create can be anything from anxiety to nightmares to flashbacks of the traumatic experience, general feelings of not feeling safe in the world, and numerous physical ailments as well. He brings our attention to the triune brain theory, which suggests that the brain is actually split into three parts, evolved in three separate sections. You've got section 1, which is the reptilian brain. This is our instinctual processes. Then 2 is the mammalian or the limbic brain. This is our emotional systems. And then number 3 is the human or the neocortex, which is the rational part of our brain. Now, these separate parts of the brain have evolved over different times and generally work incredibly well together, but occasionally they can be seen to work independently. And it's the theory that suggests the neocortex, the rational thinking part of the brain, it sometimes stops the more primitive natural trauma energetic releases. So it's our overthinking that can stop this natural release from happening. Now, some of this theory was formed from observing nature. There's an example within the book of an impala that's just about to get hunted by a cheetah, and just before the moment of impact, the impala freezes, goes into this frozen response. It's the immobility response. Now, there's at least 2 purposes for this. One is potentially to act dead, so maybe he didn't get eaten in that moment and is taken somewhere for later and gets an opportunity to escape. And the second is it numbs, it immobilizes, so he doesn't feel any pain should he get ripped apart. This freeze response is actually seen by many indigenous cultures as the spirit of the prey surrendering to the predator, which I think is quite a nice spiritual viewpoint. Now, if the impala does manage to escape, it goes through a trembling response shortly afterwards, and this is a release of that overwhelming energetic build-up. It's a sign that our bodies are natural healers, and given the opportunity will guide us through this process of healing trauma. A way for us to help assist this is using what's called the felt sense. This is using subtle sensations, or becoming aware of subtle sensations within the body, and using them as a portal to find symptoms of trauma. This is about very subtle physical sensations within the body, not mental ones. Sensations that are more complex and intricate than we can really convey in language. It's like an understanding that each organ within the body can actually think and feel and communicate with the other organs within the body on an extremely subtle level. There's actually, there's a shamanic approach to healing. It's probably thousands of years old. Probably got a better understanding of trauma than we do in modern Western methods. They saw that healing trauma was actually a benefit to the whole community and not just the individual. They believed that the shaman could go and retrieve parts of a soul that has left during this traumatic experience, bring it back and help to make us whole again. Now, Peter's book takes lessons from the shamanic approach, but he actually believes that we have a great ability to retrieve our own souls. So using this somatic experience, we can initiate our own healing and our own reintegration of these fragmented portions of ourselves, which can happen through these experiences. He also brings our attention to this Western societal approach of just get on with your life, pull yourself together, get on with it, it's over now, forget about it, grin and bear it. All of these show a real lack of tolerance for the emotional vulnerability experienced by traumatized people. In order to heal from these experiences, we need the support of our friends and family to assist us in this journey. It's only through community that we can heal. To actually start this process and to get into this felt sense, he recommends a few exercises that we can do. The first exercise is to take a pulsating shower head, or to gently slap various parts of the body, so you can hold the pulsations on various different parts of the body, and you can really just allow yourself to feel the sensations within the different areas. It's quite common for people who've gone through traumatic experiences to lose that feeling. So you're losing that sensations within the body. So it's losing that internal communication, and it's by rebuilding and learning to rebuild that internal communication that then allows us to heal. So by doing these little exercises to the showers or the slapping or the there's others, you can begin to look at photographs and see how that's changing what's going on inside of you. And then once you spent time looking at how different images affect the energy within your body, you can begin to notice really subtle rhythms that occur as a physiological phenomena that he believes occurs in cycles, and it's really beginning to notice these subtle changes that allow us to observe these characteristics created by the trauma, and it really can help us integrate what's been happening. There's a bigger understanding to suggest that trauma can be societal and actually passed on from generation to generation. So it's by us learning to integrate these sensations and these energies and to feel everything and to learn to heal from this, we can not only heal our individual trauma but slowly begin to heal the world as well. So it's definitely a recommended read. Thank you.